Welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to be with you tonight. Tonight's theme is Aliveness, and we'll start with chanting a psalm together antiphonally.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Shall I chant something? Oh, here we go. God whispers to the heart, be still, I am with you. God whispers to the heart, be still, I am with you. God is our refuge and our strength, a present help in times of trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth be moved and shaken. God whispers to the heart, be still, I am with you. We will not fear, though the mountains be toppled into the sea, though the depths of the waters rage and foam. God whispers to the heart, be still, I am with you. Be still and know that I am God. God is with us. God has spoken, and the earth shall melt away. God whispers to the heart, be still, I am with you. Welcome to this digital contemplative prayer group. This is a place for all God's people. Whatever your beliefs or doubts, you are welcome here. If you are new to centering prayer, just follow the instructions as the session unfolds. You're also welcome to use the silence in any other way that is right for you. Loving God, we ask for your blessings upon this gathering, recognizing that we bring the joys and sorrows of our lives here today. If anyone would like to mention, silently or aloud, expressions of gratitude or concern for ourselves, our families, our friends, our society, or our fragile planet, please do so now.
I give thanks for the presence of each of you.
For Susan and for Debbie.
God, We trust that you hear our prayers, silent or spoken, wordless or in words. God is calling us into full aliveness. When we seek spiritual transformation, we're looking for this aliveness, a sense of reawakening from deadness and slumbering. Each of us is born into aliveness with a child's energy and sense of wonder, but our innocence is lost when we're wounded and we learn to protect our vulnerability with armor, cutting ourselves off from our feeling and experience in order to try to avoid feeling pain. We might live much of our lives in this cut-off state, but when something happens that enables us to start noticing our deadness, our paralysis, the places in our lives where we are stuck, the ways in which we are strangely blank and mysterious to ourselves, the places in our lives where we lose track of ourselves, then this noticing becomes the first step towards reawakening. We rediscover our longing for our original freshness and energy. We dream of a bigger way to live and try to find the courage to become bigger ourselves, making room within us for more of ourselves. We begin to allow the wildness of the spirit that blows where it will to break through our protective shells and reinvigorate ourselves. What are some of the ways we can recapture the aliveness we were born with? Our contemplative practices can help us to gather the lost parts of ourselves that we need in order to be whole and fully alive. Practices like centering prayer and the welcoming prayer can help us to slowly become less judgmental towards ourselves and allow in the parts of ourselves that we have tried to cut off. As we learn to be more and more gentle with ourselves, we begin to trust that perhaps we can take off our armor and stand before God and others in all our vulnerability. We learn to be willing to rest in our discomfort, to be who we are, warts and all, to let go of trying to be something else, something more perfect or more consistent. We allow ourselves to experience the aliveness of what is odd about us, what doesn't seem to fit into what we once tried to pretend was a perfect picture. There's great aliveness in resting in the radical openness of contemplative practice. Centering prayer leads us deeply into not knowing, what our Zen brothers and sisters call don't know mind. We open ourselves to not knowing quite who we are, to not knowing quite who God is, to offering ourselves up to be transformed into something new and surprising. We are alive to all the possibilities, as if we're standing at a fork in the road, with all the openness of not yet having chosen our path. Our bodies know how to be alive. They're where our trauma is stored, and they're also the part of us that knows how to heal. Bring your body into your awareness and allow it to be part of your aliveness. When you allow yourself to feel all your emotions and experience in their embodied forms, then you stop pushing away and resisting what is really happening. You can do this through the welcoming prayer in a formal way, but also in a less formal way, just stopping to allow yourself to be aware of your body and its experience, rather than rushing past it or pushing it away with your mind. Allow your body to teach you how to open to your experience and recover what you have been pushing away. How do we use our aliveness in the service of love? The more you get in touch with your aliveness, the more it can speak to you and teach you where you are going, like a spark that helps you to catch fire, warming you and those around you. Let your aliveness teach you how to live your full life, passionate, committed, whole. In her poem, The Summer Day, Mary Oliver asks us, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" Let's close with that question. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? So now let's turn to our 20-minute period of centering prayer. And I invite you to remain fully alive and embodied in your practice. You're letting go of thoughts, but you're not pushing anything away. You're not resisting anything. You're allowing all of yourself to be there. So just begin by noticing your body, any sensations that are lodged there, any tension that you can gently touch with your attention. Let go of with a wiggle or a shake or a deep breath, or just notice and allow to be there, part of your experience. And notice your emotional life, the residue of your day. How does that feel in your body? How does that inform who you are at this moment? And you can gently release it or just allow it to be there, part of your experience. And notice how it feels to be in the room where you are. The weight of your body on your chair, the feeling of the air against your skin. And allow all your sensations to be there, part of your experience. And allow your sacred symbol to come to you. Your word can rise up from within you, like a bell silently sounding, calling you to prayer. Or you can touch your sacred breath ever so gently with your attention. Resting in prayerfulness, an effortless state of just being. And when something crosses your attention, a physical sensation, an emotion, a thought, you can just let it be there, transparent, moving along. You don't need to resist it or push it away. But if you find it distracting you, if you're finding yourself tangled up in it, you can gently sound your sacred word again, or touch your breath ever so gently with your attention to return to the effortless resting. All your experience can be there, becoming more and more transparent. There's more space between you and your experience, leaving room for God to act upon you. Helping you to become fully alive. Loving God, thank you for this practice that transforms, awakens, and animates us. Help us rest in your healing presence. Our Lectio reading tonight is from Anne Ulanoff, who was one of my favorite professors at Union Theological Seminary. She's a Jungian therapist and the author of many beautiful books, and she was the head of the Psychology and Religion department at Union when I was there. I'll read this passage 3 times, and then I'll invite you to share a word or a phrase that resonated for you. Wanting to protect ourselves from psychic pain, we limit our imaginations, our ability to play around with ideas, our bodily sensations. We take someone else's words instead of fumbling for our own. We neglect giving attention to our dreams. We fear to go down into the depths of one relationship and instead substitute ever new ones. We avoid saying the hard truth to one we love. We may sacrifice whole parts of ourselves in order to protect against pain, but the whole of us loses some of its essential vitality. In the New Testament words, the pearl of great price is what we sell all we have for the sake of. Riches, fame, security do not ensure simple happiness in being, only this precious aliveness. What then is that pearl of great price? It is feeling alive and real, vibrantly, the aliveness that belongs to each of us. Wanting to protect ourselves from psychic pain, we limit our imaginations, our ability to play around with ideas, our bodily sensations. We take someone else's words instead of fumbling for our own. We neglect giving attention to our dreams. We fear to go down into the depths of one relationship and instead substitute ever new ones. We avoid saying the hard truth to one we love. We may sacrifice whole parts of ourselves in order to protect against pain, but then the whole of us loses some of its essential vitality. In the New Testament words, the pearl of great price is what we sell all we have for the sake of. Riches, fame, security do not ensure simple happiness in being, only this precious aliveness. What, then, is that pearl of great price? It is feeling alive and real, vibrantly, the aliveness that belongs to each of us. Wanting to protect ourselves from psychic pain, we limit our imaginations, our ability to play around with ideas, our bodily sensations. We take someone else's words instead of fumbling for our own. We neglect giving attention to our dreams. We fear to go down into the depths of one relationship and instead substitute ever new ones. We avoid saying the hard truth to one we love. We may sacrifice whole parts of ourselves in order to protect against pain. But then the whole of us loses some of its essential vitality. In the New Testament words, the pearl of great price is what we sell all we have for the sake of: riches, fame, security do not ensure simple happiness in being, only this precious aliveness. What then is that pearl of great price? It is feeling alive and real, vibrantly, the aliveness that belongs to each of us. I invite you to share a word or phrase that resonated for you.
Feeling alive and real.
Protect ourselves from psychic pain.
The aliveness that belongs to each of us.
Limit our imaginations.
Happiness in being.
Simple happiness in being.
Vibrantly.
Vibrantly.
Precious aliveness.
Precious aliveness.
Precious aliveness.
Our dreams.
Let's close by saying together the Lord's Prayer. Our source, existing beyond time, though uncontained by images, sacred are your names. Unity is here. Your path be done in this world as it is beyond time. Give us this day appreciation of your every gift, and heal us, forgive us, as we are a healing, forgiving presence to others. And when challenges come, help us find you consciously, freeing us from encountering death, suffering, and evil outside you. For you are the generative source of this universe, its laws, and life itself, now and forever. So be it. Let it be. Thank you for being here tonight. It was wonderful to be with you.
Lindsay. Good night, everyone. Have a good week.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you. Good night.
community.